My work here is done. Ooh. Well, let it be known that I saved Rodney J. Crowell from falling on his head.
Maybe. I got nothing. I got naught. No boy. Nothing. I've got nothing. And I want so badly to sing. Got a vocal mic, but I ain't got nothing in the way of guitar. Where's my man? Is he even there?
Oh, yeah. That's Raphael. Raphael, thank you for doing this.
There it is, Rafa. All right, hey everybody. What you're about to witness, had I fallen over all the way, the show would have been canceled. So, this is my man here, Sam Baker. So I'll fill you in a little bit on something a little bit. Sam's one of my favorite artists, songwriters, painters, human. And we made a record. We were here a while back. We made a record called Win Win of spoken words, like out there things that Sam did. I got a little home studio, and so we've recently made another record of Sam's songs, and so you folks are going to have a little hand in on this, because the particular business that we have, I have a little record company, and the Guy Clark family record company as well. We go together and we release Sam's records. So by attending this function, you are actually contributing money to the next Sam Baker album, because we will take the money that we earn and spend it on Sam's record, and then on the marketing of the record, and we'll live happily ever after because of it. And so thank you so much for coming. Now, I don't know, Sam, I have Sam's permission, and he can edit what I have to say. I think as an artist and a human being in the world, there's some things about Sam that are known and they're not known, but you're on your way to Machu Picchu, right?
Correct. Yeah.
What year?
Well, it was June of '86, and we were. I was with some friends, and we were down in South America, and we were really just walking around. You know, we were young and drinking beer, and it was fun. It was just, you know, it's when you're young, and you can be in the mountains, and you can be with your pals, and you'll be walking around, and
Come on, you were looking for girls too.
There were. It was all what wrapped up in one very lovely burrito.
And you were a flying burrito.
I was just a piece of shredded lettuce.
So you got on a train heading
Yeah,
up to Machu Picchu.
Yeah, I forgot where I was going with that story.
You really did wind up lettuce.
I did, but well, what happened was, you know, we were in Cusco, which is beautiful. I'm going to put this hearing in thing so I can hear a little bit. We were in Machu Picchu. I mean, we were in Cusco, and Cusco's like at 10,000 feet, and you know, you get on this narrow gauge rail to go up to Machu Picchu, and the Peruvians are so beautiful, and they're all sweet and everything, and it was a time of violence. You know, there was a prison break and a lot of people were killed. And so we got into this thing where we thought everything was fine, and it turns out it wasn't. Somebody had put a bomb. It was a red backpack, and they had done it was dynamite. It's what they, this is the story that I was told, and I don't know how much of it is true. I think that as they say in war, the first casualty is the truth. But this is the story that was relayed to me. Some people called the Shining Path stole this dynamite. They put it in a red backpack and put it on the luggage rack in the little car. I got on him, and I was sitting, like Rodney, there's an aisle right here, and I was sitting right there, and a German man was there, and a little boy was right there, and his mother was right here, and my climbing pals were over here. And so when that bomb went off, see, what it did was it took the luggage rack and made that the shrapnel. And when that shrapnel is like a lottery, you don't know where it's going to go, because somebody does, but I don't. So when it went off, I won't go into detail, but it killed that child's mother, and it killed that child's father, and it killed the child.
And it killed you.
Well, it didn't. I cut an artery, and it blew my ears in, and really, there's what a bomb is a wave. It's a pressure wave, and it came through, and it caused bleeding in my brain. So the cut artery obviously is, if you're going to list the top bad things, well, I would list the little boy and the mother and the father, and then I would say the cut artery, because you either get that stopped or you got 2 minutes.
But I like the part when you're walking down the tunnel we've heard so much about,
Well,
and the spirit steps out and taps you on the shoulder and
part
says,
of it. I mean,
go back.
See, I was awake for a little bit, and I knew something was real bad, and I thought, oh, I've had a heart attack. I mean, really, my inside voice was like, because I couldn't breathe. Another thing the wave does is it flattens your lungs. So, man, I couldn't my lungs were flat. They, it pushed it all out, so there's no air, and then my brain was going into this panic stuff. And after it went through that panic stuff, everything just went like pancaked, and it was super quiet. It was like the world had stopped, and I was unconscious, but I was not unconscious. I was completely awake to the whole process, and it all went completely black. And then it was just like a movie, and then everything started coming back to light. It was like little concentric circles of light, and that faded into a tunnel and it was pure light. It wasn't like rock or anything. And so I started moving down that tunnel, and the light was so bright, and I was moving down with other people. It was a group of us, and then this figure had come out of that super bright light and just said, "It is not your time." And then it went to black again. And the next thing I knew, I woke up, and I was in a hospital in Cusco, and they were sewing me up, and the guy who was sewing me up took the thread and put it right in front of my eyes to show me what was going on. And I was like, this is awful. I don't want any of this.
Too late.
Right, it wasn't my choice.
Have you written about it?
I've got a really complex piece written, and Rodney, every
In song?
time, huh?
In song?
There's some songs that apply to it, but mostly,
Come on, give us one.
huh?
Give us one.
Okay, but these are. This
We-
is
we're
not.
all, we're all grown-ups here.
Well, I know, but this is not part of what we call my happier catalog.
That's okay. we'll get. Let's start low and swing high.
Yeah. Let's. Well, then we are gonna start very low then, if that's. Check. Hey, Raphael, can you give me a little more voice in my wedge? My ears are. I have a super ringing in my head. Like if you shoot guns all the time, people have that. You can see why Rodney's like, why do you have that electric guitar? Because that electric guitar stays in tune. And so anyway, of all the things that I couldn't get past and still can't get past, is that boy. Well, how long? Oh, how long ago? 16 years every day, of course I know, Forget his face, of course I don't, etched like a crystal vase. These broken fingers, some things don't heal. I can't wake up from a dream, oh, when the dream is real. These broken fingers, forget his eyes, his silhouette, yeah, of course I don't forget there are blue eyes. A silhouette, there is a debt. It's a debt I don't forget. These broken fingers, some things don't heal. I can't wake up from a dream. Oh, when the dream is real, these broken fingers. I don't forget, it's like a crystal vase. I don't forget, there is a debt. How long ago? 16 years every day. Of course I know. Forget his face. Of course I don't. Etched like a crystal vase. These broken fingers. Some things don't heal. I can't wake up from a dream. Oh, when the dream is real. These broken fingers. Yeah, these broken fingers.
Got some water, please. Water. What, and right, you're doing that on 40% hearing in one ear?
I'm deaf over here. I've got some hearing over here. I've got most of the lows and the mids. I don't have the highs. The big issue I've got is, some of you got it too, it's called tinnitus. It's a real loud ringing. And
Oh, I got that.
for the most part, that is the loudest thing. In fact, right now, it's the loudest thing I'll hear tonight.
Wait a
And
minute, I'm going to rack something up
No,
here.
wait, then I want you to crank up. Listen, I want to say this is Rodney J. Crowell. He I am honored, really. There are not enough good words. Rodney is, I don't know. I mean, if there's a Rushmore of writers, I mean, he's up there. I mean, there's not a lot more to say. It's just to do the level of work he has done for so long. I just think I think it's astounding. And look, where's George? George was here. I was like, there you are. I was like, hey, I'm going to come sit with George out there and watch Rodney's show.
Oh, shut up.
I am. I was like, oh, thank you.
Oh, you had me. I can't hear what you're saying, man.
You can't? You want me to say it again? I can say it again. I can say it twice as loud.
I'm gonna play a song now. Come on. I'm gonna swing it the other way.
You swing it the other way.
I will.
I'm gonna set this. Raphael, I'm gonna set the. You beat this guitar.
Richard Dobson. Any Richard Dobson fans here? Richard and Skinny Dennis Sanchez and I were roommates, and Richard always had the elbow pads. And he was a Hemingway, and so it was a piece of work, Richard. But I think this is my favorite song that he wrote. I sing it to my grandkids. They love it. I remember watching Richard write this, and he was kind of round guy, and he'd giggle, and he'd come up with a line. I said, go, dude. If I drove a truck and you were a waitress, I asked for coffee and you poured me some. When I stop by on my way sometime later, if we arm wrestle, I would say that you won. I, my baby, ride easy, ride high in the saddle all day. If your loving is good and your cooking ain't greasy, hitch up the chuck wagon and we'll ride away. I like your boots. If you were a winsome and pale senorita and I a bullfighter all down in the sand, while the band kept on playing that old Paso Doble, would you throw me a flower? Would you give me your hand? Aye, my baby, ride easy, ride high in the saddle all day. If your loving is good, your cooking ain't greasy, hitch up the chuck wagon and we'll ride away. If I ran the country, you could be my first lady and fix up the White House while I was away. While the band kept on playing that old Paso, didn't I just sing that?
It's good enough to do twice.
While the band kept on playing that old Paso Doble, would you throw me a flower? Would you give me your hand? Aye, my baby, ride easy, ride high in the saddle all day. If your loving is good, your cooking ain't greasy, hitch up the chuck wagon and we'll ride away. We're gonna tell stories as well, and with Ackland Avenue in Hillsborough Village in Nashville. I had a house. I was a dishwasher at a Fridays, and Richard Dobson and Skinny Dennis spied me, and they said, gainfully employed, because they weren't about to work a day in their lives, So they saw me 22 years old and said, he's washing dishes. Let's get him to be a roommate. So I paid rent on this place, and so there was a two single beds in one room, and so Richard had the front room, and I was bunking up with Skinny Dennis, and boy, that's a piece of work to see in the middle of the night, but Richard fancied himself writing the great American novel, and so so much so that he planted the seeds on this story that he'd gone off to Paris to work on the great novel. Little did we know he'd gone about 110 miles east into Tennessee, found a woman there who would put up with him, and but left saying, I'm off to write the great American novel. So what he did is he sublet his room up front to some out-of-work circus performers. Yeah, they were. I don't really clearly remember if they were tightrope or trapeze, but they were out of work. And they pretended they were Russian. And but they clearly they weren't. I think they were from Minneapolis or somewhere. But she was all of their sexual escapades, she was an announcer. She was one of those who called play-by-play with her partner. Some kind of gypsy jazz dude, something, I don't know. So, Skinny and I, we worked our pillows, a few nights in a row. But they went at it regular. I had to admire that about them. But one night, Dennis got fed up with it. And you got to imagine, Skinny was 6'7", 130 maybe. And I was a pallbearer at his funeral, and it's like I was so. He came from a family somewhere in the mountains in Mexico where his tallest relative was about 5'4". So I was head and shoulders above everybody when we put Dennis away. But on this particular night, he'd had enough. And he slept naked over there. So he gets up, he's had enough, she's announcing everything that's going on in there. He pulls on his boots and nothing else. And he goes walking around into the other bedroom. I heard him in there. He says, "If you don't shut this shit up, I'm climbing in there with you." Hand over my heart, the next day they were gone. All right, that's true. True story. I'll go one more time and I'll hand it back to you, okay?
You could go as.
All right.
Once again, I'm going out with George.
Yeah, okay. You can do that. I came with this blonde-headed gal. Miss Claudia, you sure been good for me. Well, Miss Claudia, you sure been good for me. I done bird dog other women. I don't drink till I can't see. Well, Miss Claudia, you done turned me on a light. Well, Miss Claudia, you done turned me on a light. I'm a different man forever since you give me back my sight. Someone said, somebody said, that thine own self be true. For I find you, Miss Claudia, weren't no easy thing to do. Lordy, Lordy, Lord, Miss Claudia, I waited my whole life for you. And if you ever think about leaving me here, I'm gonna come go with you too. Yes, I think I will. Paint such a pretty picture, hanging sheets out on the line. You're the reason for this tingling and running up and down my spine. Lordy, Lordy, Lord, Miss Claudia, how come you took so long to find? Well, the thought of ever leaving you here is the last thing on my mind. Whoa, Miss Claudia, you done changed me inside out. Whoa, Miss Claudia, you done changed me inside out. I'm a different man forever, this there ain't no doubt about. Thank you. All right.
Hey, Raphael, I don't know if that's coming in or I'm doing something wrong. Nope, there it is. Check, check, check. Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, close enough. Listen, yeah, if you can give me a little bit more of that in my ways, that'd be like great.
Yeah, bring it on up. It ain't nothing like you had it at sound check. Come on.
Yeah, you can turn off that other guitar. It's so out of tune. I kept plugging on. I was going, it is actually getting out of tune as I play. Did you notice that?
That's all right. Bend it in shape.
Yeah, it was. Well, if you could give me a little bit more, Raphael, that would be like the greatest thing ever. Oh, that's it right there. Look, anything that I do is standing on the shoulders of giants. Well, he's a wino, tried and true, done about everything there is to do. Worked on freighters, worked in bars, worked on farms, worked on cars. It was white poor, put that look in his eye that grown men get when they need to cry. We sat down on the curb to rest, and head just fell down on his chest. He said every single day it gets just a little bit harder to handle. Yeah, and then he lost the thread. His mind got cluttered and the words just rolled off down the gutter. He was elevator man in a cheap hotel in exchange for the rent on a one-room cell. Now he's old and years beyond his time, no thanks to the world nor the white poured wine. You want a verse?
He said, son.
He always
called me son.
He said,
life for you has just begun.
And then he told me a story.
I'd heard it before.
How he fell in love with a Dallas whore. Well, he could cut through the years to that very night that ended in a whorehouse fight, and she turned his last proposal down, favor being a girl about town. been 17 years, just right in line, and he ain't been straight none of the time. Too many days he's fighting the weather, and too many nights they're not being together. Well, so he died.
He died. Really?
Well, the welfare people, they provided the priest, a couple from the mission. Down the street they sang Amazing Grace, and nobody cried except some lady in black way off to the side. We all left, and she's standing there.
Black bell covering her.
Silver hair,
Right.
and old one-eyed John said
Said
her
her name
name's
was
Alice. Used to be a whore up in Dallas.
That's right.
Well, let him roll. Oh, let him roll. Oh, I bet he's gone to Dallas to rest his soul. Let him roll. Oh, let him roar.
He always said that heaven
was
just a Dallas hole.
Let him roll. Oh, let him roll. Oh, I bet he's gone to Dallas. I bet he's gone to Dallas. I bet he's gone to Dallas. Rest his soul. On the shoulders of giants.
Hey, I'm gonna tell a story, okay?
You
Yeah, it's like maybe some. You know, 2025 was my year to prance. You know, I roostered around for a while there until I got my feet back on the ground. Willie Nelson made an album of 12 of my songs, and no man, I was tripping on that for a minute, for a couple of months actually. Finally, Claudia yanked me back down and said, "Straighten up."
Well,
son."
that's actually a big deal. And Willie, he was singing really as good as I've heard him sing.
He was singing with all his heart. You know, they say that.
and hitting all the notes.
But there's one song. There's a good story on this one song. I'll try to sing it. I think it was on my Houston Kid album. But Guy, Clark, and Towns, and somebody else, and B. Spears who played bass with Willie, and it was a Kerrville Folk Festival, the first time I was ever there. So I went with Guy as his backup guy, singing harmony and playing guitar. And we played, and Towns played, and it was great, and B played bass. And so if you can imagine Guy Clark inner tubing down the Frio, whichever river. I mean, it's not a visual that would, and I missed it because I had an idea for a song. B. Spears comes around to a little room that we had there, a little motel, and he says, "Hey man, come on, we're going to go float down the river." I'm pretty sure it was the Frio, maybe, and probably one of those rivers that flooded recently.
Yeah.
But no, I had an idea for a song, and I said, "No, I'm gonna stay here and work on this song because I know it's here and I'm gonna get it." And he said, "Oh man, come on." And I said, "I'd like to go because I'd like to see Guy Clark in a bathing suit floating in a freaking inner tube." But I didn't. I'm a disciplined songwriter. I stayed in that room and I wrote the song, and B came back. They all sunburned and everything. Come back, and B comes to the room and he said, "Hey man, did you get this?" I don't know if y'all know B. Spears. He was Willie's bass player for 50 years, whatever he was, till he died. And I said, yeah, man, I got it. I said, you want to hear? And I played it for him, played it one time. He gave me one of these. He goes, got it. He went and got in his truck and went straight to Austin, straight to Jerry Jeff Walker's house, knocked on the door. This was before cell phones. And Jerry came to the door and he said, hey, Rodney wrote a song. He said, and he played it for Jerry. He had heard it one time. And Jerry recorded it 3 days later. It had nothing to do with the song that I wrote. I swear. And I heard, Jerry's version. I caught up with B. I said, man, why did you do that? Why didn't you let me give you a recording or something like that? And I said, that's not the way to sing. He says, this is a better story. I said, okay, I can't argue with that. So this is the song. And I haven't sung in a month and a half, so if I can't hit the notes, so what? On the banks of the old Bandera, where roams a barefoot child, on Sunday go to meeting, shortcuts out along the highway lines, down a dusty road, the hills there wear blue bonnets like a printed dressing gown, and summer rain falls down like honey, makes wild mushrooms grow and old men dance. Once we ran barefooted through a clover full of dew. Once we learned to play like lone Comanche running loose. What it made you feel like is a song, but what it feels like now is gone. I can hear the screen door slamming, riding the foot race to the creek. You can see clean to the bottom, and people, just depends on how you look, maybe where you stand. Monkey vines and swimming holes lay just around the bend. The rope we used to swing on now hangs tattered in the wind. What it made you feel like is a song, but what it feels like now is gone. What it made you feel like is a song. Thank you. Like a painting.
It's like a painting.
Like a painting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a painting.
Yeah. So what's next?
I grew up on the prairie in Itasca, off I-35. And Willie's cousin, Wilma, lived across the street from us. And she and Cecil, they were blackland farmers. And I mean, we were just kids, and we would stand out in the yard and stuff. And then every once in a while, Willie would roll through, and he had a little silver Mercedes, like a sports car. And we would stand out in the front yard, and we all had like real buck teeth. We're like big
Yeah, you
gap,
did.
buck-teeth children. And Willie and Connie, they'd pull up. And it was like they were space aliens. And we'd be out there. And Cecil had a pet quail that would sit on his shoulder. And he called that quail Quaily.
How do you train a quail?
Cecil is dead now, so otherwise I would ask him.
Oh,
I don't know how you do that.
yeah.
Just step, it was like one of those Pirates of the Caribbean, where they
Yeah,
got
right. Yeah,
a parrot or
parrot.
something. But it was
I get it. It's an inland pirate. You put a quail on
Quaily.
your shoulder.
You got to get the name right.
Yeah, I got it. All right. Give us one.
I don't know where to go after
well,
that.
give us one from your new LP, which ain't out yet.
Which ain't out yet, which is
But thanks to all of you, it's
thanks
gonna
to all of
be
you.
out.
It is several steps down the line.
You guys were doing the heavy lifting.
Yeah, right, because yes, that is exactly right. Yes, you are doing the heavy lifting, because I am not doing the heavy lifting. I am. Wilma kind of held that world together, as I recall. Cecil was a hard worker. That quail would ride with him on the tractor. I don't know where I'm going with that.
No, I got it. I'm with you on that. I'd expect him to ride with him on a tractor.
I don't know that I would have expected that. And
I
once
would've.
again, I don't know where I'm going with that.
I mean, if you've gone so far to have a quail on your shoulder, if you're going to get on a tractor, that quail's going with you.
It's a named quail.
Quaily.
Quaily.
Okay. Come on, I want to hear a song.
Well, this is a prairie song. I-35. Well, you see, it's warm for November. It looks like rain. She drives the interstate. She stays in the slow lane. She's got 2 babies in back, got huggies in the front. There's no place to sit, 'cause it's full of baby junk. She grew up in Dallas, had a baby real young. Then what's his name left when she had another one. She says, I got these babies, they got all these names. I hurt inside, and then it starts to rain. Well, it's a Thursday morning and she feels all alone, got a hole in the side. It is like a country song, but it feels a lot sadder in what the radio plays. So she pulls off at Waco for some Coke and some fries, idles in the drive-thru. The babies start to cry. She starts to cry when she hears Daddy gone. The girl in the window says, Ma'am, there's something wrong. Yeah, it's a Thursday morning, she feels all alone, got a hole inside. It is like a country song, feels a lot sadder in what the radio plays. But it's a parking lot in Waco. She sees things clear. She's got a backseat full of babies, got a frosty full of tears. Then the babies quit crying, the rain lets up, and she's up the on-ramp behind a long haul truck. It's warm for November. Look like rain. She drives the interstate. She stays in the slow lane. It's warm for November. It look like a rain. Monday's child is fair of face, and Tuesday's child is full of grace. Wednesday's child is full of woe, and Thursday's child, well, she's got 4 to go.
Yeah. I like her.
She's a survivor.
She reminds me of some my
I was going
kinfolk.
to say,
Yeah,
these are your people.
yeah. Speaking of people, I got a request. This just in. From a 72-year-old fan. Man, I got 3 years on you, baby.
I was going to say, that's the young person right here.
Bird, see. She's not exactly on my shoulder, but she's sending me notes. Crabs, I'm a kid.
read it upside down.
You don't have to.
Oh, it's Bird. See, upside down, I said it. I thought it was B-O-I-S, like boys, and I was like, that's
Play that
Bodar.
song. I'm gonna do it right.
Okay,
right
you
now.
do it.
There's this great song, story I've told many times, and if I have told it in front of you, good folks, forgive me. But it goes down a wayside drive around Navigation. There used to be there was a church called the Emmanuel Temple. There was a couple of preachers, and one of them was a really smooth guy named Brother Martis, and the other guy was kind of a Jerry Lee Lewis guy. I wrote about him in Chinaberry Sidewalks. But down at Wayside and it's Wayside Drive and Navigation. I got my two streets mixed up. Anyway, my grandfather and my mother and my dad and my grandfather all lived in a house on Avenue P down there. And there was a Captain's Clippers barbershop down there on the Wayside Drive, I think the name of it. But anyway, my grandpa would, every other Saturday, the big ritual would go around the house that he was going to take me to get a haircut. There was a barbershop, but we never made it to the barbershop. We only made it to the beer joint. And it had those old, nautical windows, when you walk in around, and the light was like this, there was a jukebox in there somewhere, it must have been. But I loved my grandfather, and he was a crusty old dude, and my grandmother and my mother were all Pentecostaled up, so, but there was something in the family about my grandmother allowing my grandfather to be a drunk. They worked something out. So off we would go, and I swear this was before the watch. My grandmother and my mother would spot us 20 minutes. I swear it was regular as clockwork. My grandpa could get in that bar, get me up on the bar, there, set up with some, barmaid pinching my cheek and telling me what a fine-looking young man I was. And meanwhile, my grandpa was knocking him down. I mean, he's like a college freshman. 6 Jack beers in 20 minutes. Because you could set your clock 20 minutes into it. Those nautical doors were going to fly open. In would come my grandmother, like 4'9", and my mother behind her. And my grandmother started preaching. I mean, she would quote Bible and she would point at people and tell them, rebuke them in person. She was great. And meanwhile, she like out of the corner of her eye, she was watching the old man to see how far along he was on his drinking. It was a waltz, and so I loved it. And pretty much, my mother grabbed me by the ear. She'd make a show of her good Christianhood and grab me by the ear and take me out of that den of iniquity. And then my grandmother marched my grandfather out, and there we would be on the sidewalk, 11 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. Oh, yeah. So I got to thinking that my grandfather needed a song. Really, this really song about my grandmother. But the first line goes, my grandfather wore big suspenders. That's the opening line, and he did. He was a sharecrop farmer from Kentucky, moved to Houston, and bought a gray. Get this, he bought a gray wool suit when he moved to Houston, 90 degrees and 95% humidity from March to October. And he sweat that thing out. He had those tobacco stains under his arm, but he was cool. So I made this song, and I was first performed it in England. And you go around, and people follow you around in England because it's a train ride to the next town, and they wait around at the backstage door and whatever. They're with kind thoughts. And so I was saying, my grandfather wore big suspenders. And the audience they wouldn't laugh, they would kind of titter. Is that a good word? Titter. And of course I would take notice of, why is that funny? And so about the third night, this well-intentioned lady was waiting when we came out, and she said, Rodney, dear, over here, suspenders hold up a lady's undergarments. Have I told you this story?
I don't remember it.
Good.
Well, tell it again. Tell it twice.
That's it. I just told it for the 73rd time. Here it is. You can think of this as a Third Ward song. My grandfather wore big suspenders, a gray fedora hat, shine on his shoes, tobacco stains on his chin, gin on his breath, and starch in his shirts. He always had change in his pockets, a watch in his vest, a tie tacked to his chest. He was crap shooting crazy, a hungover lazy wrestling match fan. I'll never forget how my grandma loved that old man. He was a night watching man on Canal Street, a salty old bird, a man of few words. He was Friday night vain. He walked with a cane, smoked Prince Albert in a can. I'll never forget how my grandma loved that old man. She was strong in her spirit, strong in her heart, loved that old man right from the start. Sometimes I did wonder how much she could take. She was pushed to the limit, she never did break. Her life followed one simple plan. Grandma loved that old man. His tree trunks were whitewashed, sidewalks were clean, beer joints were crawling with merchant marines, and he went to his grave with a barber shop shave and his dice in his hand. I'll never forget how my grandma loved that old man. I'll never forget how much grandma loved that old man. Thank you. Salty Willoughby.
Is that the name?
Solomon Taylor went by Salty. He was a
So
salty old bird.
So his name is Salty, not Salty.
Not salty. Salty.
Our Ford dealer, his name was actually Salty. That's as far as it goes. There's not
with you.
really a point to the whole story.
I'm with you.
It's just it's rare to hear of two people.
My mother had a dachshund named Salty.
First name?
Salty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard of a woman named Butter. If we're going to get into food groups.
Really?
Yeah, really.
That was her,
That's her
given name?
Given name by her
Butter.
mother and father. I mean, it's like calling a child Pretzel or something.
Well, okay. I can go there because Miss Butterworth.
Miss
Butterworth.
Butterworth. No, it was just butter. It was.
Okay.
They're not calling somebody cream or something,
All right. I got you.
or chocolate, or T-bone.
Or Junior Mint.
Yeah, junior man.
Come on, man.
I don't have one. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
you
think.
do. Don't tell me.
God,
that.
I don't have any
I know what
stuff.
time it is.
Let me think of. I will. I'm going to say this.
We actually get a lot of work done when we're at home.
Raphael, I may not be getting I may be having like a mechanical issue because I'm not getting a sound out of it. That could be on. There it is. Thank you. He is wise enough to turn my instruments off when I am not actively playing it. He is the best sound guy. Normally, it's sort of a messy thing.
I
where
don't know. He may be sending us a message.
He could be sending me a message. You know, there was a time, in these little towns. I mean, like, if you look at Rodney right now and me, both of our hair is actually coiffed. Do you know what that word means?
Coiffed?
Coiffed. It means it's like taken care of
Oh, yeah.
and cut with a certain
Oh, yeah.
a
I'm
certain
vain.
a certain thing. Well, when I was a kid, that was not the case. There were two haircuts. One
The burr.
was a burr, and the other was a flat top. And what you needed with a flat top was butch wax.
I think I know where this is going.
No, it's not going anywhere. See, that's it. It's not going anywhere.
This would be before Elvis.
This would be post Second World War, where all the
Which
soldiers.
is before Elvis.
Is that pre
Because, I mean, the burr and the flat top were in trouble when Elvis showed up. You remember the comb when there was so much grease?
Oh,
You
yeah,
could
yeah,
comb and there
yeah.
would be white.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, that
that was Elvis.
was a good time. We should go back there.
That was a good time. Well, okay, so I never play this on guitar. Actually, I don't play it very much at all anyway. But the barber, his name was Pos, P-O-S. Now, and there are not a lot of people. If you said, well, I know two Posses, I would be shocked.
I don't know one.
See, that's the only
I knew a
Pos.
Barry Poss once. The last name Poss.
My first name. No, they called him first.
Is he going to be in the song?
He's going to be in the song.
Oh, good.
Well, but I was trying to get to
I'm sorry.
a point here. I said I got one.
I'll stand down.
So anyway, we'd go in, and you know, it's a narrow barber shop, like 12, maybe 15 feet, and it had mirrors on each side. So when you sat in the chair, there was an infinity number of yourself, and there was an infinity number of Pos. And Pos didn't have a nose.
Like literally, or just in the mirrors?
I'm like, when I say didn't have a nose, it's not metaphor, it's not simile, it's he didn't have a nose.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so what Pos would do is he'd put a Band-Aid over it. And this was the late 50s. And so that was before Band-Aids had different sizes.
One size fits.
One size fit all. And when you don't have a whole nose.
All right. Paz has no nose.
Well, there was a dry goods store, a flower shop, a barber with no nose, an alcoholic cop, a beauty parlor where they sit in chrome chairs, and it smelled like they burned some poor lady's hair. There were toys in the window of the 5 and dime where a little girl stared at a little boy's whined at the toys. In the window of the 5 and dime, things change. They change a lot, things change. They blow cold, they blow hot. And if looking back, that's all you got, it doesn't matter anyway. Yeah, those same little girls, they went to work in those stores, and those same little boys, you see, they went away to wars. And when they came home, well, all the jobs had gone away. They went back to the places where they fought so far away. Things change. They change a lot, things change. Oh, they blow cold, they blow hot. And if looking back, that's all you got, it doesn't matter anyway. There was a dry goods store, a flower shop, a barber with no nose, and there was one drunk cop, a beauty parlor where they sit in chrome chairs, and they would hide beneath the dryers. They'd just sit there, and they would stare.
Yeah.
Well, you know, those poor women had to work so hard, and nobody ever took care of them until they went to the beauty parlor. And then, you know, they'd sit in there, and those, I don't know if any of you have seen the dryers, but the dryers were as big as a space capsule.
I know. I've remembered them. Yeah. Beauty shop. That's
Beauty shop, yeah.
Yeah, beauty shop.
Or beauty parlor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The same thing.
Same
I
thing.
was just thinking my mother always
Same
said, I'm
thing.
going to go to the beauty shop.
I'm going to go to the beauty shop. And they treated her nice.
Yeah.
You know, they
All the men in our life didn't treat her
because
nice.
their lives were hard. And, you know, at that point where you get under, I don't know if you can hear Rusty's hot water heater, which is very loud. Their dryers were about at that same decibel level. So they'd get in under those space cone-like things, and they would just, it would become dream world.
You know, it puts me in mind the first recording I ever was involved in was in Crowley, Louisiana. And J.D. Miller had a studio over there in Crowley, and my buddy Donovan Cowart and I went over there and made a record of really anemic songs. But the beauty shop was downstairs and the studio was upstairs, and whatever that stuff that they curled hair with, I don't remember what it was, really rank smelling, it would come up through the floor, and the whole time we were recording, we were like, what'd you call it? It smelled like formaldehyde, but you know what it is? Perm. That's what it is.
Yeah, but what's the material? I mean, it's a strong material.
It's rank.
Is it ammonia?
Yeah, it goes looking for you. It was snake-like. All right. Anybody? I am now taking requests. Let's start over here. Riding out the storm. Okay. Let me see. Let's go one at a time. Riding out the storm. How's that start? Is that the one about the New York City guy? Is it? New York City winter comes in. Is that it? Sometimes I can't remember my songs. Riding out the storm. I think must be it. I'm sorry? You can't, okay, got it. I got it. Story behind this one is a true story that I was in New York City taking my daughters to see the Rockettes between Christmas and New Year's. It was, one of those New York winters when the wind would whip through those buildings and it was single-digit cold. And I had bought like a coat that came nearly to my ankles. And my daughter and my oldest daughter, Hannah, and I were out. We were taking, pasta into the subway. We were finding homeless, hungry people and giving them food. And there was this fella come walking like 56th and 6th Avenue and 56, right there. And he comes walking out of a Dickens novel, this guy, and he was all hunched over. He was tall, and his pants looked like a hula skirt. But the strange thing about him is he had a fairly new-looking pair of wingtip shoes with no socks, and his upper body was covered in what looked like ace bandages, and that was it. And it was cold. And so I stopped and I said, "Sir, you look cold. I want to give you my coat." And I hand over my heart. This man, he raised up to a good 6'3", and with an erudite voice, he says, "No, thank you. What you see is a result of choices I've made." I mean, that, and my little girl is standing there watching me shrink from this. And I said, "Wow, how could he turn me down?" She yanks on that coat and she says, "Dad, that didn't go good for you, did it?" So I said, "No, maybe it did." So I went back to the old Mayflower Hotel and wrote him this song. The New York City winter comes in cold gray sheets of steel. Numbness in his hands and feet is all that he can feel. Alcohol and sterno turns a doorway to a bed, and the ghost of who he might have been lives on inside his head. In a canyon made of brownstone, on a sidewalk icy black, he wanders nearly barefoot with his righteousness intact. A man of many mansions in a cardboard box replete lies sleeping with an angel while his heart pretends to beat. While the wind blows down on lonely
lonely street like an ice pick through the air. Miss the Sunday Times and the coffee grinds and the winos in Times Square. 5 flights up on easy street, she's, you know she's safe and warm. And way down low, neath the foot of snow, he's riding out the storm. Oh, I offered him my winter coat. Politely he refused. Like an educated man, he spoke with the words I seldom use. He said, I don't need pity, these choices are my own. He bowed his head just slightly and then quietly moved along. Ah, the wind blows down on lonely street like an ice pick through the air. Midst the Sunday Times and the coffee grinds and the winos in Times Square. 5 flats up on easy street, you know she's safe and warm. Way down low, neath the foot of snow, he's riding out the storm. Well, it's not like he's a victim of this homeless life he stalks, nor helpless to get back across the fine line that he walks. Riding out the storm means yesterday's already spent. Tomorrow don't mean nothing, it won't even make a dent. Ah, the wind blows down on lonely street like an ice pick through the air. Midst the Sunday Times and the coffee grinds and the winos in Times Square. 5 flats up on easy street, you know she's safe and warm. Way down low, neath a foot of snow, he's riding out the storm.
Thank you. Can you take us back down in the hole?
I don't want to follow that.
Come on. Man, the only way to do it is climb back down.
Yeah, okay, it's climb down.
Climb on back down.
Climb on back down.
I want to go there with you. What key are you in?
Well, let me see if I can remember this song. That is, yeah, it's like minor. It's like that. I don't know if I remember this. I don't, because I don't do it because it's too sad for me.
No, I'm thinking about
What?
climbing back down in the ditch.
Oh, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah,
Rodney would. Yeah, I thought you were talking spiritually. Crawl down into a hole, and he's like, "No, lighten us up with a song that talks about climbing down, but really doesn't take your soul down in it." And I was about to take your soul down in a hole.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of like that guy in the tunnel tapping you on the shoulder.
It ain't your
You
time.
got to go back, bro.
Oh, that's wrong. Well, I was on job sites a lot. I was building stuff, and I was really, really terrible at it. I was so awful at it. You know, once I got out of that thing in South America, I was trying to figure out how to, how do you say, well, a bomb went off. How do you, because the words don't really work. And so, but to do that, I had to work, we were building these apartments. And the builders were great. I mean, everybody was the architect. Everybody was great. There was one person. Everybody be like, they were talking about something like, oh my God, let's talk about the window with the fitting, and I'd be like trying to write out a chorus. And I'd be like, he is so intent. He must really be focusing. He's taking notes on all our comments. And I was like, no, I can't get this bridge to work. So anyway, the people that had the hardest jobs, I thought, were the underground people, the people that put cable and plumbing and stuff underground. Their jobs were so hard, and there were snakes and there was stuff, and they would just have these lives, and one of those meetings where things were not going exactly right, I wrote, well, I'm crawling back down in the ditch today. I got a crazy ass wife, got a baby on the way. Glad I got work, glad I got pay. Crawling back down in the ditch today. How the crew's a bunch of stoners and the boss, he's a shit. Be a miracle if one of us does not get hit by a ton of pipe on a cheap-ass chain, swinging around the sky in this pouring-ass rain. I'm crawling back down in the ditch today. Got a crazy-ass wife, got a baby on the way. Glad I got work, glad I got pay. Crawling back down in the ditch today. My crazy-ass wife, she's nutty as her brother, supposed to marry rich. According to her mother, she's supposed to marry her, but she's knocked up down by a poor man, wrestling a pipe in the ground. Crawling back down in the ditch today. I got a crazy-ass wife, got a baby on the way. Glad I got work and glad I got pay. Crawling back down in the ditch today. Guitar, 2, 3, 4.
Enough.
Well, my wife, God bless her, and for what it is worth, she thinks that she and Taylor Swift were twins at birth. They got separated at birth. Earth to wife, wife to earth. I'm crawling back down in the ditch today. I got a crazy-ass wife, got a baby on the way. I am glad I got work and glad I got pay. Crawling back down in the ditch today. I'm crawling back down in the ditch today. I got a crazy-ass wife, got a baby on the way. Glad I got work, glad I got pay. Crawling back down in the ditch today. Crawling back down in the ditch today. I got a crazy-ass wife, got a baby on the way. Glad I got work, glad I got pay. Crawling back down in the ditch today.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I love that song. That's like homegrown tomatoes.
That's homegrown tomatoes. It actually is, yeah.
It is,
yeah.
like homegrown tomatoes, yeah. Anybody, can I take a request from over here? Face right hand. Face right. Okay, I know that one. I know face, I might know face right hand. If, I don't know, I'll do it. You know, the thing about, the largesse of like, what do you want to hear? And if there's 17, I can, songs, then I can play the one I want and everybody will think that I chose one of yours. Over in Jacinto City where I was school age, there was a family down the street, and it was violent. At the end of World War II, and over in East Houston. I don't know about West Houston, but it seemed like World War II really left its thumbprint over there. There was it's like shell shock guys running in their underwear
yeah.
down the street,
Mhm.
and one family lost, I don't know how many, like four. Isn't it against the law to lose more than 3 sons?
It was at one point, but for a while it wasn't.
Yeah, well, I think this one family lost 4. But my mom and dad, God bless them, they started out with bad directions and made it worse from there. And they went at it. I mean, it was, I felt like when I was a kid, I needed like a whistle, I need a referee and a whistle, because being an only child, that was my job. But most of the people that went to jail in this song were down the street. I just brought them into my story. The rock of my soul went to church on Sunday. The rock of my soul went to work on Monday. Lean across the levee by the railroad track. The other side of Houston in a 2-room shack. Sweeping out confetti from a 3rd grade classroom. The rock of my soul pushed the dust from my broom. The rock of my soul didn't have much luck. Came to town grinning on a flatbed truck. The rock of my soul didn't have much charm, but with a lack of education on a red dirt farm. He was fond of disappearing on an 8-day drunk, coming home smelling like a low-down skunk. And he said, I do like I say, and not like I do, and you might make me proud. Another Houston kid on a downhill skid for crying out loud. Well, I'm a first-hand witness to an age-old crime. A man who hits a woman isn't worth a dime. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old. That's what I remember about the rock of my soul. I told him I would kill him if he did not stop it. Oh, but the rock of my soul just would not drop it. I learned to lie like dirt. I could steal your shirt and talk with a gun. Another Houston kid on a downhill skid, like father, like son. Ha ha ha. I got out of prison about a year ago. 7 lone years really went by slow. I didn't kill my daddy, but my mama tried. Ah, she shot him with a pistol and he'd like to have died. I'm on probation, living straight and true. There is every indication that they are too. That's all I know about the rock of my soul. Thank you. Thank you. That's got the yodel in it at the end the same way that the other one about riding out the storm. First time I ever noticed that.
Oh, that kind of yodel thing you
Yeah,
do?
I've been doing those songs for 30 years.
Well, that's high. I was thinking that's pretty high.
It's high.
Yeah.
What you got?
Well, I ain't got nothing that high. I got low stuff.
Okay.
That's the name of this show. It's called Low Stuff.
I like it that you wore a tie tonight.
Raphael, my guitar's not working again. It could be me. I wore a tie.
You mean business.
No, because I'm playing with Rodney J. And that's a big deal. Now, you showed up like Popeye, and I get that. I started singing that Popeye song when I saw that, but
I was just trying to inspire you.
and say no more. Can I get a witness?
Yes, you can. Popeye.
Well, isn't that what
I know
that
it.
nautical look?
I
That
know.
isn't
Yeah.
that a Popeye look?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I knew you was going to be wearing a tie, so I went with the stripe.
I did because
I could have had a striped tie.
if you're on stage, and this is seriously, if you're on stage with Rodney J, I want to look good. I do. It's like
Okay. I
it means
get
a
it.
lot to me.
I know it means a lot to me that it means a lot to
I
me.
put product on my hair, which is, I'm sure, like that ammonia those poor ladies use, and it's going to burn down into my brain by the end of the night because I want it to be appropriate.
Oh, man. I'm sorry I brought it up.
No, well, you look good. I'm strong to the finish because I eat my spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
Oh, you're going to have to put your tie back because it's going to deaden your strength.
That's called time management for those of you who don't know.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Well, that is what you get. You dirty coppers. Little Jimmy Cagney said there are 13 rounds that are in the hopper. And then the cops, they made Jimmy dead. Copper penny for your thought. A copper jacket for the lead they wanted. Little Jimmy Cagney dead. That is what you get. You dirty coppers, you get 13 rounds. In the harbor, mama, mama, how he yelled. He told them coppers he could fly from the gasoline tank. When he got nailed, he's yelling, you dirty raz, it is one big lie. And the crowd yelled back, fly, Jimmy, fly. All the excitement, everybody got high. Mama, mama, how he yelled from the gasoline tank when he got nailed. Where have you gone, my love, now that I have found my way? Where have you gone, my love, now that I am old and gray? Well, bells are ringing and the choirs are singing. Step out in the field if you are looking for trouble. Man, you can find it, but you come out swinging. Out in the field, the farmers burning the stove. Out in the field, people living in the rubble, but only come out if you are looking for trouble. Bells are ringing, choirs are singing. You get what you want, but you come out swinging. Where have you gone, my love, now that I have found my way? Where have you gone, my love, now that I am old and gray? Well, that is what you get, you dirty coppers. Little Jimmy Cagney said, 13 rounds. And then the cops, they made Jimmy dead. Copper penny for your thoughts, copper jacket full of lead. They wanted little Jimmy Cagney dead. That is what you get, oh, you dirty coppers. You get 13 rounds there in the hopper. Mama, mama, how he yelled. He told them coppers, boys, I will see you in hell. Mama, mama, how he yelled from the gasoline tank when he got nailed. Where have you gone, my love, now that I have found my way? Where have you gone, my love, now that I am old and gray?
Let's see. See what I want to play here. Oh, I know. I've never sung this song in public, ever. This is going to be my first go. Emmy Lou and I wrote this in Hermosa Beach, California. I heard a train rolling through the night, calling out my name, looking for a fight. She's come a long, long way, got a longer way to go. So tell me how a train from Tulsa has got a right to know. Well, she sings a song so sad and high, and the Tulsa Queen don't ever lie. She don't care where she goes, don't care where she's been. Tulsa Queen ain't crying, 'cause I won't see you again. Hey, and I wanna ride like a Tulsa Queen, calling out to you like she calls to me. As far away from Tulsa
as these tin wheels can make. Lately I speak your name too loud. Each time it comes up in a crowd, I know it when I do. The Tulsa Queen and you are gone. Thank you. That went over okay.
Well,
Yeah.
that went over great. And
Yeah.
that's the first time you've ever done that.
First time I've sung it I've sung it with Emmy, sang back and sing harmony with her, but that was the first go at it.
Well, that was.
I'm gonna start
And you got
performing.
through it?
Yeah,
Kudos.
yeah.
If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me for to ease my pain? If you needed me, I would come to you. I would swim the seas for to ease your pain. In the night, do you want to do that verse?
You go.
In the night forlorn, the morning is born, and the morning shines with the light of love. You will miss sunrise if you close your eyes, and that would break my heart in two. If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me for to ease my pain?
If I needed you, would you come to me? I'd swim
the sea for to ease your pain. I'll let you have that next time. Ladies with me now. Oh, since I showed her how to lay her lily hand in mine, loop and lily green, she's a sight to see, a treasure for the poor to find. You do this.
If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me for to ease my pain? If you needed me, I would come to you. I would swim the seas for to ease your pain. All right. We'll stay in Town's World.
Okay.
I'll bring it down just a little bit. Living on the road, my friend, gonna keep you free and clean. Now you wear your skin like iron, Your breath's as hard as kerosene. You weren't your mama's only boy, but her favorite one is sing. She began to cry when you said goodbye and sank into your dream. Pancho was a bandit, boys. His horse was fast as polished steel. He wore his gun outside his pants for all the honest world to feel. Pancho met his match, you know, on the deserts down in Mexico, and nobody heard his dying word. Ah, but that's the way it goes. All right, everybody, come on, let's go. They could have had him any day. They only let him slip away. Out of kindness, I suppose. Lefty, he can't sing the blues all night long like he used to.
Trust that Pancho bit down south. Oh, had ended up and left his mouth. The day they laid for Pancho's low, left his split for Ohio. How well he got the bread to go.
There ain't nobody knows. Houston, Texas. They could have had him any day. They only let him slip away.
Poets tell how Pancho fell. Yeah, left his living in a cheap hotel. The desert's quiet, Cleveland's cold. So the story ends, we're told. Pancho needs your prayers, it's true. Save a few for Lefty too.
He only did what he had to do.
And now he's just getting old.
All the federales say they could have had him any day. They only let him go so long. How the kind of federales say they could have had him any day. They only let him go so long. Out of kindness, I suppose. I think we're done. How about Sam right up in here?
Rodney J. Crowell.
We're actually related by Mary.
Claudia.
Yeah, but
Yeah, 10 Mile, Tennessee.
Claudia found out that they're distant cousins, so
She dug in and
we blood,
we blood.
my brother. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you all
to
so
this
much.
shindig. We couldn't do it without you. Shall we do one more piece? We'll do one more piece.
Yeah, do one.
You go.
I don't have one. You do one. I'll go in pieces. Oh, they want. No, you do one. Go in pieces. Let me do a 1 minute song, and
Go
then you,
it, man.
then you
Do it.
take us home.
You do a 1 minute song, I'll do a 2 minute song.
Okay, you do a 2 minute song. Go in peace, and go in kindness, go in love, oh, go in faith, and leave the day behind us. Day is done. Go in grace, and let us go, oh, into the dark. Not afraid, oh, not alone. And let us hope by some good pleasure safely to arrive at home. Yeah, let us go, oh, into the dark, not afraid, not alone, and let us hope by some good pleasure safely to arrive at home. Let us hope by some good pleasure safely to arrive at home.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. It makes me think I want to do this one.
Well, Rodney J. Crowell, you take us home.
This is the first song. This is the first song, or the oldest. How do I say this? This is the first song that I ever wrote that I thought was any good. It was 72, I think, and it's the oldest song that I wrote that I'll still sing. How's that go? I don't drink as much as I used to. Lately, it just ain't my style. Those hard times and heartaches we live through pass quicker, like when I was a child. Somehow I learned how to listen for a sound like the sun going down, and the magic that morning is bringing. There's a song for the life I have found, to keep my feet on the ground. Don't those midsummer days float by heavy? Ah, but they flow like a breeze through your mind, when no one appears in a hurry to make up for some old
Somehow I learned how to listen for a sound like the breeze dying down, in the magic that morning is bringing. There's a song for the life I have found. To keep my feet on the ground.
Thank you. God bless you all right? And thank you so much. Be looking for Sam's album. We don't know what it's going to be called yet, but it's coming down the line.
You and Rodney J. get the credit for it.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
All right.
Ba-da-ba-dum,